Hello. Hi. Still waiting. I'm gonna give it, even though they said that launch time was like now, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. Just to be safe, because, you know, how the internet be. I'm gonna wait until it's 2 minutes in. In the meantime, there we go. I'm gonna work on Heart of a Lengthy thumbnails. Because session 13 is ready, but I never made a thumbnail for it. Restart Steam? Okay. Let me... Boop. So you guys don't potentially see. Let's see. Exit Steam. Oh yeah, I forget. That's gonna restart VTube Studio. Shit. Whoopsie! Channel. There we go. Content. Shallow pool. Shut up, past JoCat. I'm just here to get a screenshot. Down, down, down by the river. Okay, Steam. You can launch VTube Studio without Steam? Oh, that, you know what? That sounds pretty obvious now that I think about it. Okay, Baldur Gate tree. There we go, 125 gigabytes instead of 70 something. Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. There we go. Now, to go down, down, down by the river. All right, let's install. Let's see how long it takes to install, shall we? I've got fiber. Wait, hold on. Hold on, where is this installing? I need to make sure it's installing on an SSD. One sec. I need to make sure it's on an SSD. This is one of those SSD games. What time? It's time I can download? Yeah, you gotta restart Steam. How do I see where my Steam games are installed? Windows C or Windows HD? Program files. Okay, Windows C. I think pretty sure that's my SSD. Windows C, C drive, hardware. Yes, C is my SSD. Is that where Steam is located? Users, Joseph. Do 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 do. Straight to the roots folder? That's true. Shit. Where? This PC documents. Where's my documents located? Documents is located Location. It's in D. That shouldn't be in D. How do I, there's a way you can install specific games onto different drives, right? Like, you can choose a game to install. Steam prompts you when you install. Ah, yes, you're right. You are absolutely right. I just didn't read. Here we go. D drive. Install to, not D drive. Other. Why is... okay, well. Second. Browse folder. No. Let's pick. How do I pick? How do I pick? There we go. Local drive C. Add. There we go. That one. Make a folder. No. Make default, repair folder, browse folder. There we go. Steam apps. Okay. Install C. What class will you be playing? Take a wild guess. Is multi-classing a thing? I don't know. I've been avoiding a lot of coverage content in the past few months. Also, if I'm quiet, it's because I'm eating breakfast. I'm eating cereal. A little behind the scenes of how I make my thumbnails. At least for Heart of Olynthe. You can respec in this game. That's good. That's really good. This one is going to be a solo playthrough because I want to experience the story and the characters and stuff, and I feel as though co-op often gets in the way with that, at least for me, the people I play with. And also, it's just harder for me to focus on things when I'm playing with friends. So, as you may have noticed with the Palia stream yesterday, I was having a hard time paying attention to the story and characters and dialogue and stuff. So I'm gonna do a solo playthrough first. Baldur's Gate 3 is co-op? Hell yeah, it is. You can multiplayer co-op. But I will do more playthroughs, probably on other people's streams. Some of them offline, just for myself. But yeah, a lot of people still had no idea, even up until release, that Baldur's Gate 3 is co-op. Because Divinity was co-op, and we need more RPGs that are co-op, honestly. Are we having drops? What? Okay, I've heard about that. What are these drops? What are these drops you speak of? Hi there, my name is Shut Up, JoCat. I need to make an announcement on YouTube. Baldur's Gate 3, woo! And I'm going to use art that I already made. Purple clothes. The drops start 1 hour after launch. I see. Cosmetic purple panties for watching Twitch streams. Thumbnails. There we go. Session... No, not session 13. Down by the river. I'm reusing some stream art that I used before of like a shot from the Baldur's Gate trailer with the Wiggler head on. Because screw it, it's a good Photoshop and I'm proud of it. Blue sky. This just came out of early access today, didn't it? Yes, we're installing the full game now. Thank you to Potato VTuber, Blandock, and Ghoul Art JJ. Thank you, chat. You've been playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous? Oh yeah. There's some other Twitch integrations too, right? Where you can like look at the character sheets and stuff. Let me look it up. BG3 Twitch integration. Hey, you guys, do you want to see my hours in Slay the Spire? Wait. Where is it? Ah, there it is. You want to see my hours in Final Fantasy? You want to see my hours in Skyrim? Well, that's not so bad, actually. You want to see my hours in Monster Hunter? That's actually also not so bad. You can also poll for dialogue choices. Yeah, I might turn that on. Oh, you want to see my hours in Dota? Now VTube Studio, not actually all that much. 75 hours. You want to see my hours in Divinity? What other games do I play a lot? Beat Saber. Dendiny. I have more hours in Dendiny because there were back when it was on the what's it called launcher, the BattleNet. Tarararara. What other games do I play a lot of? Black Flag. I played it more on the Ubisoft launcher, really. Borderland. Man, I wish I could... Cook Serve Delicious is a good game. You should play this. Ooh, thank you, Dragoncore. And Jeshua with an E. And McSeaver. And Tenhawks. All for subscribing. Did JoCat ever play more of OG Baldur's Gate? Or did they give up on... Yeah, I gave up on that. I didn't like... It was definitely showing its age. If you know, you know. How many Planetside 2 hours? Not a lot. 10. Yeah. Gets hectic. What are my things by hours, I wonder? Hold on. Let me see. Just making sure none of my important information shows up. Games. Okay, games. By playtime. Number 1, Final Fantasy at 3,600 hours. Number 2, Dota 2 at 1,600 hours. Number 3, Divinity OS2 at 500, Dark Souls at 400, Monster Hunter at nearly 400. This is not counting my PS4 playtime, which probably has like about 200. Slay the Spire, this is not counting my mobile playtime or my Switch playtime, which is probably just as much and turns it into about 1,000 hours. Master Chief Collection, 350, 360. Elder Scrolls at 350. Dark Souls Prepare to Die, not including the original Dark Souls. Let me see if I can find it. There we go, 35 additional hours in original Dark Souls. Oh man, I was crazy in The Binding of Isaac in high school. I also had an era where I was really into Prison Architect. Now, you may wonder, why do I have Mass Effect 2 and also Legendary Edition? Well, Mass Effect 2, I actually had this. Notice, 2016. I played this before I shipped off to college. So, played this when I was still living with my parents before I even graduated high school, I'm pretty sure. No. I graduated high school in 2014. Oh, look at that. Chat, look. There it is. Can I make it bigger? I want to make it bigger. I want to make it take up the whole screen. Did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG has a free trial that includes... Yes, I need to update my my Final Fantasy copy pasta so that it includes the award-winning Stormblood expansion as well. Crypt of the Necrodancer I played a decent amount of. Meow. Meow. I'm installing.
Meow, meow, meow.
I'm installing right now.
Are you so excited?
I'm very excited.
I know. He got up like really early and was really like, it was very adorable because your alarm went off and you just disappeared.
Normally I sleep in after my alarm goes off. You didn't
snooze or anything. You just took off. And I was like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's Gate Day.
Yeah. He's so excited. You're so cute. I like that you have things you like.
I do.
I was gonna run to the store. I want to see if you need anything. You're gonna be here a while.
I'm gonna be here for quite a while.
For quite a while. Do you need snacks or anything?
No, we got plenty of snacks.
All right. If there's anything you need, let me know.
Okay.
I know where you'll be for like the next 12 hours.
Yes, I'm off to Baldur's Gate. I'll see you in a while. I must say goodbye.
It's going to be a long journey.
It's like I'm going to war. Like, I will return eventually.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. You've been waiting so long for this.
Yeah. Oh man, I think I started playing this game before we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was in early access.
Your relationship with this game is longer than ours.
Don't worry, it's not gonna get between us.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. We're just visiting. We're just old friends.
We're just still on good terms.
Yeah. It's just one little, dinner date.
It's gonna last 10, 12 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot of catching up to do. That's all.
I love you. You're so cute. Bye, chat. Have fun. to the store.
Drive safe.
I will do my best.
What race will you choose? I will choose half elf. I will be recreating my first D&D character, Victor Quibbles, but he was not originally named. Here, I want to give you a good thing this game has polyamory. Does it really? Can you romance multiple characters? Don't bullshit me, chat. Isn't Victor your Final Fantasy character? Yes, but he was originally my D&D character. There are rules, though. Oh, is this not everyone is into polyamory? Because that would make sense that some characters would be okay with it and some characters would not. Character specific, that makes sense. Yeah, as you say. Okay, cool. That makes sense because not everyone is comfortable with polyamory. Some are going to be monogamous. I know the Githyanki woman, the mean Githyanki girl, is monogamous. Like, if you're romancing someone, she'll be like, no, I want you to myself. You can't make polycule with opposing alignments. Good. Lae'zel is polyamorous? Okay, never mind. Did you make 14 Victor a cat boy because you kind of felt like it, or was there not a half-elf type option? I felt like it. There's the Ellison. Here, let me show you, while the game's downloading, I'm going to show you some Victor origins. Let me see. D&D stuff. Where's D&D stuff? Down, down, down by the river. There we go, D&D stuff and art. Character drawings. Here is one of the first pieces of art I did for Victor when he was not known as Victor. He was known as Yanarin, and I got that name from a half-elf name generator. His name was Yanarin Ve Quib. When did I make this art? Let's see. I made this art in 2017. Right there, 2017. And he looked like this, heavily inspired by Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, heavily inspired by the mercenary outfit from Fire Emblem Awakening. And he was a rogue. He was not a bard because I had mistakenly thought of rogues to be bards in terms of flavor. Yes, this is Rat. And then as time went on, I realized, nah, he's really a bard. So here was his first redesign, and I renamed him as Victor Quibbles. Now, fans of Mass Effect may recognize Quib. Yes, I took Quib from the Quib, the Quarian ship name, because I was playing Mass Effect at this time. You notice my playthrough of Mass Effect was at 2016, and I made this in 2017. Because I was inspired by the Quib. I thought that's a silly name. I like it. I even drew his parents, actually, I think. Let me find his parents, because he was a part of a circus. And I drew his two parents, because he's a half-elf. He has a human father and an elven mother. There they go. There they are. This is his little circus troupe. There's his dad. His name is Atticus Spoons. And his mom, I forgot her name. I don't think I even actually settled on her name. This is another, like, circus member. I did plan on drawing the entire circus, but yeah. Then I was like, I don't like that name. I want to give him a different name, so let's give him Victor. That's a nice English name, right? And then I redesigned him to look like this because I really like mantles. Mantles are cool. And it was okay. But then the third redesign is the one you may be most familiar with. It's the one I played on Unexpectables. This one. I redesigned him one final time for Unexpectables to make him truly bard-like. And this is the design that he's had for the longest. He's got little trinkets. These things, they jingle like a tambourine whenever he taps his foot, so that he can be his own percussion. He's still part of the moon kite, so he's still got the moon thing. Notice the diamond in the moon, because he's part of the moon kite circus. That motif is still around. His harp is a crescent. I think it was a crescent back here too. No, it's, well, kinda. It's a crescent here. And he was known as the Swan. Even though his nickname is Rat, he was known as the Swan. So I don't know why I wanted him to be the Swan, but his rapier is a swan. But then Final Fantasy comes out, and I use Victor Quibbles again, and he takes on a different personality in Final Fantasy. He's a lot more sweet. Hold on, I made some art about it. The comparison. Let's see. Victor. I made an art comparison between D&D Victor and Final Fantasy Victor, because I feel like I roleplay their personalities pretty differently. JoCat, D&D Victor versus Final Fantasy. I'm at the point now where I can just look up my art online and usually find it. Victor... There it is. Boop, boop, doo. There it is. Okay, so Final Fantasy Victor versus D&D Victor. D&D Victor is vain and flirty and a show-off and a drama queen. He's very sassy. Final Fantasy Victor is kind and sincere. And he doesn't know what sex is. But they're both dumb and dorks and friendly and uplifting and mostly care about the aesthetic. Check the download. Almost done. 80 gigs out of 100. And a cat boy, yeah. I think Final Fantasy Victor is definitely more of a self-insert, though. That's not to say D&D Victor is not a self-insert. I just think Final Fantasy Victor is even more so. Like, D&D Victor is somewhat of a self-insert, but still a character. Like, he does things that I personally would not sometimes. But whereas Final Fantasy Victor is more so the person that I wish to be, and I try to strive to be, and I want to be. Yeah, I think D&D Victor, my homosexual, yeah, I think D&D Victor is definitely way more flamboyantly gay, whereas Final Fantasy Victor is more on the ace spectrum. He's just, he's not really attracted to anyone. He just has, like, emotional bonds with them. So I think Final Fantasy Victor is more ace, and D&D Victor is definitely a pansexual disaster and hot mess. That flirts way more than he should. But yeah, that's the origins of Victor Quibbles, if you didn't know. He started as a D&D character, as a rogue, he evolved into a bard, and then I took him as inspiration for making my Final Fantasy character, where he is a upstanding paladin. Definitely felt that with the Synodic Scribe collab on the 14 RP video. Yeah. All right, here we go. Is it done? Is it done? Baldur's Gate 3 Twitch integration. Two sides of one coin, yeah. You can install the Twitch extension directly via Twitch. Here's the download. All right. What 5e oath would 14 Paladin be? Probably just Oath of Devotion, honestly. Oh wow. So so hey chat. Hey, from Larian's official website, right? Here's you can install the Twitch extension directly via Twitch. Here's a direct link to it. All right then. It seems everyone's trying to download that right now. Woo. I should have done it last night. That's what I should have done. But hey, you guys will still watch even if I don't have Twitch integration, right? I just want to play the game. Will you be playing solo? I'll be playing solo for this stream. I might, in a future stream, do co-op or show up in other people's streams in co-op because I have a lot of friends who stream and they might want to do a co-op playthrough with me. Nope, I'm out. All right, well, I respect your decision. You got other important things to do. Give me my 5 doll hairs, please. Unfortunately, there's a no refund policy, but what I can do is I can give you a few cookies. Consolation cookies. I have the extension working on my end. Hold up a minute. Let me see. Let me see. The extension popped up. Oh yeah, it did. Oh, you know what? You know what it is? It's because I downloaded this when it was in early access. That's why, because I remember I did a stream where chat picked my decisions for me when I was playing with Davy and Ian and Skara. Yeah, it has not received game data because I haven't started the game yet. Was that the one with the bees? No, that was Solasta, Crown of the Magister. That is a homebrew spell from Solasta. Which I'm still so proud that I have. The reason it deals damage is because of me. During my sponsored stream playing that game with Emil, annoying bees didn't do any damage, but then I was like, hey, what if it did like just a d4? And then he was like, I will pass that along to the developers, and now annoying bees deals damage. You're welcome, chat. I inadvertently buffed annoying bees. You need to delete all your early access saves plus mods to make sure it doesn't glitch. Yes, they put out a post where you need to delete practically everything, all your mods, all your saves, and uninstall the game. Yeah, that's where the bees animated emote comes from. It's from Solasta. My Solasta playthrough, rather. Drops work on the app? I don't know. We're not worrying about drops right now. I'm just worrying about playing the game. I'm going to mute myself so I can eat my cereal. What kind of cereal? Reese's. Yes, it's Reese's Puffs. Verifying files. Also, do you guys like my mouse? How it's like pixel art, and I drew it myself. It's a little pixel art mouse. I drew that. Me. It's a custom mouse. But you're a spellcaster? You would be eating magic spoon? Maybe. Actually, it's a cursor. You're right. The mouse is the thing the physical thing that you hold. The cursor is the digital thing. Too many pixels? I like the pixels. I deliberately made the pixels bigger because I like pixel art stuff. That's why I made this mouse look kind of Final Fantasy-esque. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Consume them by the large portions that you may add onto your spoon. When was the last time you used your art powers for evil? Define evil. Hold on. Let me go back to the tavern just in case. Yeah, define evil. Just asking. Oh, okay, yeah. No worries. Hold on, I'm just censoring something. There we go. I made an icon to represent a based kind of ship dynamic. Does this count as evil? I don't know. Not evil? Based, but not evil. Yeah. Depends on whether it's consensual or not. It is consensual. Always consensual. Always consensual and or pre-consensual. Size difference is based. Ooh. Drivers. The installed NVIDIA drivers is older than our recommended. Please update your drivers. Download. There's no time! Should I bother? It's 5 versions different. I probably should. Just to be safe. There we go. Yes, okay. Hold on. Let's put on some music while we wait. No thoughts, head empty. Does this game permit the existence of spoony barbs? You bet it does. If it's anything like Divinity, you can throw anything, including spoons. Actually, no, that's new. Divinity, you couldn't throw anything. In this game, you can throw anything. Make sure to pick Vulcan if you want to play with reduced emotions. What? Throwing build that lets you turn a spoon into a railgun. That's right, Divinity did have telekinesis. Yeah. Barb can now throw a child. That's right! Barbarians can throw people! You can throw other characters. My enemies are my weapon! Perfect game, yeah. Now, even though I have not been looking at any pre-release footage for the past few months, like after I played Early Access and a few of my streams, watching like the panels from hell. Oh, okay, 1 second.